reproductive health. And this includes access to contraceptives, includes access to post-abortion care, includes access to family planning. And the case today we are addressing on is a case of a young girl that was denied a right to access to reproductive health. And I will read the statement. So, government sued over violation of a minor's right to emergency sexual and reproductive health rights, care and protection from inhuman and degrading treatment. Today, 23rd of June, we address you, members of the press and members of the Fourth Estate, that Women with a Mission, which is the organization here, alongside other two applicants, and the other two applicants is the mother of the young girl and the girl who is below the age, so she's the mother is standing in as a friend of court or next of kin, filed a strategic litigation case before the High Court of Uganda against Attorney General, seeking justice for a gross violation of access to emergency sexual and reproductive health rights of a minor girl aged 15 years in Jinja. This case is challenging unlawful arrests and detention of a minor by police while she was undergoing emergency sexual and reproductive health care at Budondo Health Center IV in Jinja District. The background of the case. In March 2024, a 15-year-old girl was defiled, resulting to pregnancy. In September 2024, she suffered a miscarriage at approximately 6 months of gestation. While receiving emergency reproductive care at Budondo Health Center IV, an angry mob stopped the facility, forcefully removed her, and subjected her to physical assault, public humiliation, and mob violence. Shockingly, instead of protecting the minor, the police arrested her and in her fragile medical condition, detained her for 2 days without medical treatment. And this, for us to note that this is a case that represents many cases of women and girls who are violated while seeking emergency care related to sexual and reproductive health. So for media, we should note that in Uganda, access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services remain significantly limited. These legal and policy constraints, compounded by widespread of stigma and misinformation, affect young people and young women in particular, and other marginalized communities from accessing services. The results of troubling patterns of unmet SRHR needs, unsafe practices, and avoidable health complications, in particular cases where individuals are unable to make fully informed and autonomous choices about their reproductive rights. We also note that whereas the National Maternal and Paternal Death Severance Response Report of the financial year 2022-2023 shows a decline in maternal death exceeding the financial year of 2023, that shows that targets of 261 deaths per 1,000 lives of birth. So we see a decrease, but it worries when we see that young girls are still being arrested while accessing services.
As Women with a Mission, we are seeking a court to make declarations, make a declaration that the respondents, the Attorney General, the act of arresting and detaining the young girl while she was undergoing emergency reproductive care at Budondo Health Center IV was a violation of the right to health and also access to medical services under Article 33.4, but also the Objective 20 under the National Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy under the Constitution. We also seek court to declare that the respondent's act of arresting and detaining the second applicant, the minor, while she was undergoing emergency care, exposed her to torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment. We also ask court to make a declaration that the emergency reproductive sexual and reproductive health should be availed to all patients within the scope or the ambit of the right to health, but also order the compensation of this young girl through the next of friend, that is the mother, to atone the violations that have been accorded to her.